Welcome back to my channel. Now I know you saw the thumbnail and you're thinking, what the heck does Coinbase and crypto have to do with Tinder and dating? In today's video, I'm going to break down 3 ways that treating your crypto exchanges like online dating apps is getting you and your crypto wrecked and costing you big time. If you're doing any of these 3 things, you seriously need to stop ASAP and reconsider your approach. Now remember, that's coming from someone who is not a financial advisor. Stick around and see why it's better to be stood up than go out like this. Let's start with number 1. Your entry into the crypto market is through an exchange. So for the purposes of today's video, we're going to use Coinbase, the most used centralized cryptocurrency exchange. On the other hand, your entry into the dating market could be through online dating apps. So rather than corny pickup lines at the bar, it could be corny pickup lines through Tinder or text. So you hop on Tinder and you use the small amount of info given. Doctored up photos, the small bio. Yeah, we've all heard it. I like long walks on the beach. With that little bit of information, you quickly make a decision and swipe right to like or accept, and you swipe left to reject them and keep on moving. Making such a quick decision with such little information is the equivalent to hearing about a project from some random influencer or some Moonboy Reddit group, or because there's some cool crypto logo that you just saw. Taking that, hopping over to Coinbase, hitting the buy button, and voila. At least here in the West, there used to be this concept called courtship, a period wherein a couple would get to know each other with the intent of marriage. Point number 1 is, this is an investment. Don't just find out about it and go commit. Take your time. Don't go find out about a coin, falling in love with it, and hitting it on the first night. That takes us to number 2. Take a look at your crypto portfolio. And by the way, if all of your crypto is on a centralized exchange, I would suggest you take a look in the description at the link I provided with some Ledger products. Either way, you need to check out hardware wallets. Remember, if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. Now, the reason for you looking at your portfolio is, do you have 20 coins? Do you have 30? Even more? If you have that many, then you have way too many. If you're the average person and you have a full-time job, how in the world do you intend to keep up with 20 different projects? You have to remember, this space is moving extremely quick, from news and announcements to things happening around the markets in the world in general. Things will affect the overall project. And if you have too many of them, then you're not going to be able to keep up with them. That brings us back to Tinder. Think about it. If you're able to swipe through 20 options a day, or maybe even 20 options an hour, how much focus can you put in those options? And are you really going to have the time to weed through those options to find out where the true quality is? And sure, this is looking at it more in a longer term perspective, but the truth is, those who hold longer in crypto are more successful. That is what the statistics show up to this point. But the main thing is quality and focus. This may sound crazy, but it happens all the time. There are actually people that forget that they are holding certain tokens. Why? It's because they have so many, it's hard to keep up with them. And they have various wallets here and there. And when it comes down to it, if you don't even know you have it, well, how's it going to be effective for you in making money? You have to keep a portfolio that you can actually manage. Now, you've heard of dating with a purpose. Well, you have to invest with a purpose as well. Now, as far as you self-proclaimed players and pimps, do you? Number 3, this is extremely important and people do this all of the time. You have to ask yourself, are you dating coins? Are you holding on to coins that you've had for a long time simply because of emotion? Not paying attention to the surrounding environment of cryptocurrency. I'm going to use Litecoin as an example, so don't go getting bent out of shape. What questions might I ask myself about Litecoin? For beginners, Charlie Lee is no longer with the project. Now, this happened some time ago. He left the project and sold all of his Litecoin. Now, does that mean it's time to hightail it and run? Of course not. But is that something that has to be examined? Yes, it is. You have to examine why the founder of a project would just up and leave. While a lot of the information around this can be facts and a lot of the information around it can be FUD, you still have to ask the question so that you can make sure you should still be positioned in Litecoin. Litecoin has been said to be perceived as the silver to Bitcoin, which is gold. Now ask yourself, is it still perceived as silver? I don't know that it is. That's a question you have to ask yourself. And those questions that I asked didn't even involve the price. I could have bought price into it, but we know that the whole market is down, so of course Litecoin's down. Did we see patterns in the price or anything that made the project look stagnant? So you have to take a deeper look And that comes with realizing, are the developers still developing? Are they still trying to reach the goal that they originally had? You should constantly be going through your portfolio and deciding, should this project still be in here? Is this still what I thought it was when I got into it? And that was only getting into it after doing my full due diligence. If you don't continually ask yourself these questions, you end up being the person in a bad relationship who says they're in it because we have history. Yeah, but it's a bad history. Stop treating crypto and crypto exchanges like dating and online dating apps. If you enjoyed the content, throw me a like, leave a comment. Let me know if you've done any of these things that I talked about today. Subscribe and hit the bell for notification. And if you want to check out any of my other content, check out these two videos right here. Cardano ISOs, $10 SundaeSwap. And remember, tomorrow's wealth is built today.